Hey, house guests! Welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. What's good? Oh my god, the Power Veto ceremony is happening right now. Okay, before we get started, our house guests of the day are Thomas Milligan and Hector Salinas. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, so we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. Woo! And I also want to thank our super chatters from Saturday because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Mary Ellen L, Sarah Aaron Nichols, Shane Wright, Autumn Pond, Keith Holloway, Sakura Gayaru, Darby C, Fueled by Intentions, Jump, Kristen Gem, Bori Bonita, Sean Davis, Edward Simmons, Janine Honberger, and William Dang. Thank you all so much for your super chats the other day. Oh my god. We have so much to discuss today. Like, I think I have like 9 pages of notes today. It's a lot. It's more than usual. But anyway, let's get into it because we got a lot to talk about. And I want to make sure I get you all out of here before the feeds come back from the Power Veto ceremony. So when we left off the other day, the house guests had just played in the POV competition. So the players, if you don't remember, we had the HOH Felicia, we had the 2 nominees, Jag and Cameron, and then 3 extra players, Izzy, Red, and Corey. So just from the draw alone, everyone is pumped and relieved that Hisam would not even be competing. The plan was very much still to backdoor Hisam. He still had no idea about it. In fact, he was happy that he was not picked to play in this veto competition because he doesn't want to win any competitions right now. He doesn't want to make that target on his back even bigger. It's too late for that. It's too late to apologize. So as we saw last time, Jag won the power veto. That's a big win for him. And of course, he'll be taking himself off the block. So Hisam's just going to like go up and out, right? That it's that easy. Not so fast. You know that would be too easy, especially with Sari in the house. She is not going to let us have this easily. So maybe like 15 minutes after the feeds came back from the competition, Sari is telling Izzy, you know what? Hisam should stay. Hisam, nobody likes him. No one would work with him at this point. Instead, Sari has her sights set on Red. She thinks that he's throwing competitions. He keeps saying how he's going to be such a strong competitor, and then he does really crappy, and he's like, oh, I'm so tired from being on slot. She's tired of hearing that. So she also thinks it would be really good to split up Cameron and Red because those two cannot be trusted together. There's been a lot of talk that these two might try to form some sort of like a middle alliance. So Sari is telling Izzy, think about it. So put that on the shelf for now. Hisam joins them, and as far as he knows, Jag was the target this week. So he's not thrilled that Jag won the power of veto. So Hisam is pushing now for Matt to go up and to become the new target, right? I mean, originally he wanted Matt and Jag to go up on the block together this week. Hisam says, we can, take out Matt now. We'll target Jag again next week. If you're here for that. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, it's all over the place, right? So after this conversation, Izzy is alone in the storage room. And Izzy says, if we're flipping again, I don't know if I can be a part of it. She's too tired. Now you know how we feel. When you guys are all scurrying around, flip-flopping back and forth, that's how we feel. So she doesn't think it would be the right move in her gut. She feels like it's not the right move to keep Hisam. But she does say she will think about it. She's also considering how much she hates Cameron. I guess we're back to hating Cameron again. It's another flip-flop situation, right? One minute she's like, yeah, I'll work with Cameron. I think he trusts me. Sure. And then she's like, I hate him. So it's a lot. But she would love to see either Red or Cameron go, but she worries whichever one stays would end up getting super tight with Hisam, and they can't have that. So Hisam is starting to get worried. Not because he thinks he's going on the block, but because Felicia won't agree to put up Matt. So Felicia is leading Hisam to believe that she will be putting Blue up as the replacement nominee. And Hisam keeps pushing and pushing that Matt has to go. He says Matt is a much stronger competitor. We haven't even seen really what he can do yet. On the other hand, we've seen Blue compete a few times and we can beat her. So Hisam is really frustrated that this is even a question. And I mean, undoubtedly, Matt seems to be a much stronger competitor than Blue, right? It makes sense. But Hisam is missing a big piece of the puzzle. He's the target. He has no idea that he is in danger here. So, yeah, Hisam is saying Felicia really needs to think about what's best for the whole group, the professors. So then Sari, Felicia, and Izzy are chatting with Matt. And they let him know that Hisam is pushing really hard for him to go up on the block. And Felicia says there's no way she's going to be doing that. So Matt has nothing to worry about this week. Izzy does bring up an important point here, though. She's like, you know what? We might have to just pretend with Hisam that Matt is going to be going up as the replacement. We're just going to have to placate him for now because it's just too much. Hisam is getting all anxious. It's making weird energy in the house, and they don't want to have to deal with all these extra unnecessary conversations. So that's exactly what they did. At one point, there was an impromptu professors meeting in the HOH room. Everybody was there except for Mimi. So it was Felicia, Izzy, Sari, Bowie, Red, and Hisam. And they're all talking about how Matt has to be the one to go now. And again, they're all just saying this because Hisam is in the room, right? They're not really targeting Matt, but when they're in front of Hisam, it's, yeah, Matt's got to go. He's got to go up and out. So at this point, Hisam is still the backdoor target. Okay. In other news, as the POV winner, it seems like this week, everybody who wins something is getting a punishment, right? It's the Humiliverse's turn. So Jag, as the POV winner, has to wear a chicken costume. I'm not sure if this is for a week or the rest of the week or what, but that's fun. He said it was really hot, so that's a bummer. But yeah, he's embracing it, right? So that's fun. But back to the game. No, the feeds are not back yet. Hisam did not punch Felicia in the face. Get out of here. Back to the game. Jared's loose lips strike again. He was talking to Corey in the backyard, and Jared is already spilling about the alliance that Felicia and Jag were starting to put together in Jag's one-on-one chat. So this alliance hasn't even solidified yet, and Jared is already spilling about it to Corey. So he lists off all 7 people. It's Jared, Felicia, Sari, Izzy, Jag, Matt, and Blue. So Jared says, yeah, we're keeping the other side comfortable for now until it's time for them to go. You know, this alliance is not legit. Keep in mind here, Jared and Corey are in that crossroads 4-person alliance with Sari and Izzy. So of course, like, they're going to share information. But damn, this thing didn't even solidify yet. I don't even know if he got like permission from Sari and Izzy to share this with Corey yet. But here we are. Yeah. So by the time Saturday evening rolls around, Izzy is now on board with putting Red up instead of Hisam. I guess she got some rest. She's not too tired anymore. So Sari and Izzy are discussing it again, and they're getting really paranoid that the people in the middle, meaning like Cameron, Red, Bowie, Mimi, are going to jump ship and go to the other side. There's some signs here. Sari noticed that Mimi and Bowie were chatting on the hammock for a while. Maybe they were discussing flipping. Plus, Mimi did not show up for the professor's meeting earlier. So Sari and Izzy are worried if Hisam goes, they're not going to have the numbers anymore. And they're getting a little paranoid here. So Sari and Izzy agree it doesn't matter who goes between Cameron and Red. It just has to be one of them, right? The house can decide which one to get rid of. So they want to pitch this to Felicia. They're also planning on telling Jared and Corey about it. No one else. So they're like, instead of blindsiding Hisam at the POV ceremony, we're going to blindside the rest of the house. Oh my God. If you do that, sorry. I woke up early this morning to catch up on all this because it's a lot. But if you do that, you're really going to isolate everybody except for like those few people that are in on it, and you're going to lose numbers. Also, you can't flip back after the whole entire house is in on a backdoor plan, except for the person that's being backdoored. Like, do you really think that Hisam is not going to find out about this? They won't even have Hisam as a number anymore because he's going to be pissed at them for turning on him. So, yeah, it just seems like they're going down a really bad road here. So Suri and Izzy present this new plan to Felicia, and they're talking about how they think there's a new alliance forming. They think that it's Jag, Matt, and Blue, and America, pulling in middle people, Bowie, Mimi, and Red, who are technically all a part of their Professor's Alliance, but they keep identifying Bowie, Mimi, and Red as these like middle people. So they're explaining to Felicia, we're not going to have the numbers anymore once Hisam is gone. So Izzy says, let's keep Hisam. Just let him run his mouth, do whatever, use him to win competitions for us, and then we can do whatever the F we want. So it doesn't take much convincing to get Felicia on board with this plan. She has had her suspicions about Mimi for a long time. She says Mimi is a snake. Oh, and yeah, she's going along for the ride and thinking, yeah, let's change up this target. Maybe we keep Hisam. So Jared joins them for a bit. They present the potential new plan to him as well. And Suri says, I think that Jag and Blue are up to something. You know, before the power veto, they were all over me, wanting to solidify our new alliance of 7. But ever since Jag won the power veto, they haven't said a word to me about it. Keep in mind, it's only been a few hours since the power veto. It's not like it's been days. But Jared says, well, why do you think that there's something else forming? Like, what is telling you this besides that? And Suri says, I can feel it in the air. Girl, they need to open up that backyard so you can get some fresh air because this air is not working for you. Plus, apparently, Corey said that America said they could pull in Mimi, meaning that, like, Mimi is a free agent, and Suri says Mimi isn't with us anymore. I mean, maybe America was just overestimating her pulling in abilities, right? There's no guarantee that that's, like, a fact. But Jared is like, no, I don't think we should switch up the plan right now. I think that if Hisam stays, he would target me. So he also says if Hisam stays, the other side might just try to like pull him in, especially if he knows that we were all planning on taking him out. So Felicia had this like story lined up where she was like, well, just tell Hisam that we were telling the other side that we were going to target him because we didn't want to tell them our true plan. Plus, we wanted to see if they were going to like spill about it. I don't think he's going to believe that. I don't think that that's going to hold water. But yeah, Suri and Izzy are convinced that no one is going to want to work with Hisam if he stays. So they don't need to worry about that. And Jared's like, all right, well, let's like think about it some more. We don't need to make a decision right now. So Jared leaves and he actually goes and talks to Jag and Matt. And Jared tells them, hey, we need our new 7 to meet like ASAP and solidify the alliance. Yeah, he wants to shut down this new plan. He wants to make sure that Hisam is going. So he's like, we need to solidify this alliance, you know, put some minds at ease here. So meanwhile, back in the HOH room, Suri, Izzy, and Felicia are still going through their options for the replacement nominee. They're still thinking, you know what, let's keep Hisam. They talk through putting up Bowie, Mimi, America, Matt. They go back to Red. They cycle through all these options multiple times. They're all over the place. And they're also driving themselves crazy watching the spy screen and getting pissed that people are not coming up to talk to them. They see someone with food and they're like, is she going to come up here and eat that? Or is she going to sit at the table? Why is she sitting at the table? So it was like a whole thing. But Bowie is eventually brought into the mix because she had a conversation with Felicia where she was like, I'm all about the girls. I'm all about bye-bye bitches. Like, that's priority for me. So Felicia felt better about bringing her into these discussions. And at that point, it seemed like they had settled on America as the renom and the target. America's smart. She's charismatic. She knows the game. She's kind of like floating right now. So they don't feel like they can trust her at this point. They want to take away a potential number for the other side, for that middle alliance. So eventually, Jared and Corey are brought into the HOH room with Felicia, Suri, and Bowie. And just a note here, prior to this meeting, Jared had already given Corey the heads up that America could be the new target this week. And of course, Corey doesn't want that, right? They have everybody wants them to showmance, but I think it might have been just this morning that Corey was like, she's 27, I'm 21, I'm still in college. Like, I'm not looking for that. Also, he doesn't want to be doing all that on the internet and on TV. So I don't know that showmance is actually going to happen. But aside from that, America is a close ally of Corey's, right? So Corey does not want her to go. And Corey feels even if they do target America soon, Hisam needs to go this week. So at this meeting, Felicia tells Jared and Corey, you guys are now officially a part of our alliance. I'm not sure exactly what alliance she's referring to at this point. Professors? No. Bye-bye bitches? No. A new one? I guess. So Felicia presents the new plan to them to keep Hisam and take out America. And Jared and Corey go to work shutting this down, dismantling it. Some of their arguments, the other side is going to tell Hisam that he was the backdoor target. You know, everybody knows about that plan. It's too late for us to turn back on it now. Also, America isn't winning any competitions right now, so she can't do any damage. Also, Corey is pretty confident that if America were to win HOH, he would be able to sway her nominations, possibly get her to target Cameron and Red. So that's something they can get on board with. Jared also says he just thinks it would be a waste to take out America or Mimi right now. You know, they've got a lot bigger fish to fry at this point. So after this conversation, they decide that Hisam should be the target after all. Oh my God. There was also some discussion of forming a new alliance of 8. Why? Why are we still doing this? And this group of people, like, what? So it would be Felicia, Sari, Izzy, of course, Bowie, Jared, Corey, Red, and Cameron. Anytime I hear Red and Cameron involved, I'm not sure how serious they are about this. I'm pretty sure it's like 0 serious, 0-ious. Yeah, but that's something that was discussed. And they were thinking they wouldn't put this together until after Hisam was gone. All right, well, whatever. So Sunday morning, Jag checks in with Felicia. And Jag is basically like, I didn't know there was any weirdness before, but Izzy approached him just before this conversation. And she was like, are you avoiding me? Izzy was telling Jag, you know, I know you had time to find me and talk when you were trying to keep Riley in this house. Like, why are you not talking to me now? It's kind of weird. Like, we're supposed to be getting in this alliance of 7 together. Like, what's going on here? So Felicia lets Jag know, yeah, there was some paranoia setting in. That's for a damn sure. Paranoia about what Jag would do after he won the power veto competition. So Jag is like, well, I'm going to use the power veto on myself, of course. And I have no power beyond that. You know, it's not like I choose the replacement nominee or anything like that. Correct. I mean, the paranoia was more that they were afraid that Jag was trying to start this other alliance with people from the middle, like pulling away the professor's numbers, but she didn't say that. But Felicia is then talking about her POV speech, and she's saying she wants to use Hisam's own words against him. Something along the lines of like, why put up a pawn when I can put up a king? Or why put up a knight when I can put up a king? This is something that he said when he was trying to get Matt up on the block. Ugh. So Felicia's going to pull that out during her speech. My goodness. Let's hope she doesn't pull a Hisam and make it way too harsh. All right. So I also want to mention yesterday, the house guests were on indoor lockdown and the feeds were down for a bit. I'm guessing this is because of Hurricane Hillary. So again, as we've been saying, I hope everybody in the path of the storm is staying safe because it looks terrible. And I hope you're all doing what you need to do to stay safe. It's going to be interesting, too, to see if this affects the game at all. Because I think they're kind of like in the thick of it, aren't they? I don't know. But later, it took a while to get everyone in the same room. But the Savage 7 was finally solidified. So this is the 7 that we've been talking about that Felicia and Jag were setting up during his one-on-one chat with her. So again, it's Sari, Izzy, Felicia, Jared, Jag, Matt, and Blue. I think they actually even changed the name not long after that to 7 Deadly Sins. which I believe Matt came up with. And they were discussing their next targets after Hisam is gone. They're talking about Red and Cameron. All right. Again, this alliance is not serious for at least Cirie, Izzy, and Jared, possibly even Felicia. So it's mostly just like the professors want to be safe if the other side of the house wins HOH next week. But I don't know that they would honor this alliance if they were to win themselves. So later. Okay, here we go. Cameron and Red are trying to make some moves. So they're talking to Matt in Have Not Room. And Red is like, straight to the point. If you win HOH next week, who do you put up? Jeez, buy him dinner first. You're going to get right into who would you put up? That's a lot. And Matt's like, I don't know if I want to say. And they're telling him, no, it won't leave this room. Like, don't worry. So Matt says, I don't know. I guess I'd probably put up Bowie and Mimi because I haven't really like talked to them that much yet. Makes sense. So Red's like, oh, well, they're middle people. I can't even, I would love to see a tally of how many times Red has said the word middle. It's a lot and it's too much. But anyway, he's basically saying like, don't target them. They're in the middle with us. So Red says, look, I know you're real close with Blue and Jag. And Matt's like, well, yeah, I'm close with Jag, but Blue, not as much. So, Red says, Blue and Jag, they're both really big targets. And Matt's like, yeah, I'm concerned that I'm also a target because I was trying to save Riley, of course, last week. And Red says, well, we don't want you to get lumped in with all that, right? We're trying to fix that. Cameron says, we want to work with you, Matt. So Red says, from what I'm hearing, you're only a target by association. So if you win HOH, you should put up at least one of Jag or Blue, if not both. You know, just show that you're not working with them, you're not super close to them. Try and get that target off of you. You want him to put up Jag and Blue? Come on. So Cameron's like, we can't carry Jag and Blue past this point, but we can take you and a few other people. I don't know how far you two are going. But Cameron says, if you stick with Jag and Blue, it's going to be tough for you. And we don't want that for you. And Matt says, yeah, I'm down with it. I'm down to work with you guys. Is he though? I think he might just be saying that. So this is an interesting point. After this conversation, Jag was asking Matt, like, what were Red and Cameron saying to you? And Matt didn't spill. He did not mention that Cameron and Red were telling him to ditch Jag and Blue and put them up on the block. So that's very interesting that he did not share that in that moment with Jag. Let's talk about some showmance news. All right. I already gave you the update on Corey in America. Corey saying it's probably not going to happen. On the flip side of things, Jared and Blue. Cirie had to check Jared last night. They were chatting in the scary bedroom, and Cirie straight up asks, what's going on with you and Blue? And Jared's like, oh, we're going to have this conversation like on here, on the feed. So he says, we're just chilling. I think she's fallen really hard. And Cirie's like, her or you? So they talk about how Jared established boundaries with his person at home. I guess his girlfriend and him are like on and off. And I guess right now they're off. I don't know. But I think there's still the chance that they are going to get back together. I don't know. But he's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to cross the boundaries. And Cirie's like, yeah, you can't. So she asks, like, do you think that Blue is playing you at all? And she tells Jared, don't sleep on Blue. She's from New York City. Like, she will cut you from the game. So Jared says, no, it's just entertainment for both of us in here. You know, we're stuck together, blah, blah, blah. So Cirie's like, well, if you need me to, like, be a block for you between you and Blue, just let me know. Like, I can do that. And Jared's asking, should I stop hanging out with her? What should I do, mommy? And Cirie says, I don't care what you do, as long as you keep those boundaries that you and your person at home set up. So Jared's like, yeah, of course. I'm not going to do anything physical. But he says he rocks with Blue. She's cool. So Cirie reminds him again, keep your eyes on the prize. Serene, Jared's being bad. He's okay. Anyway, guess what? Later, Jared tells Blue he's falling for her. So he tries to play it all cool with Serene, be like, oh, she's falling for me, but I'm not falling for her. But then when he talks to Blue, he's all like, I like you. So apparently, Blue also has a person waiting for her back home. I guess, again, it's like an ex that she might get back with. I don't know. But Jared's saying, like, we both have people at home. It can't go anywhere for us after. You know, is it worth us going for it here in the house? Jared says Blue is his person in the house, not his mommy. But then Jared starts being dumb again. He says the thing that I can't tell you about, meaning his secret, plays so much bigger a part in this whole situation because his mom's there. And he's like, I want to tell you so effing bad so you can understand the whole thing. There's so many layers to this. But it would probably be one of the biggest mistakes that I would regret. Please stop talking. Like, how long before he spills this secret? Because honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he spilled it by the end of the week. This dude cannot keep his mouth shut. Also, later, it seemed like maybe these two got a little handsy under a blanket. They're all cuddled up. Seems like it's getting a little physical. Anyway, let's move on from that. Okay, this morning. This is not a joke. Jag was talking to Jared and Matt, and Jag is kicking around the idea of Red going up on the block instead of Hisam. Oh my God, we're back to this. So it seems like, he says it seems like Red is trying to get the middle people together. And now we know that is true. He approached Matt about it. He's approached other people about it. And Jag says if Red wins HOH, he's going to put up our group, right? We got to be on the lookout for this. So Jared is trying to keep the target on Hisam, right? Because he's already had to put out fires about changing up the plan for this week. He doesn't want to have to do this whole thing again. So Jared's like, if Hisam stays, he's going to find out that everybody knew about the plan to backdoor him. And also, if we even bring this up, you know, changing this plan, people are going to feel uneasy, especially since this is the morning of the POV ceremony. We can't be doing this on such short notice. So that kind of like dies down a bit. But this house is getting ready to explode. There's a lot of tension in the air, knowing that this Hisam backdoor is coming up, this POV ceremony is coming up. And there's a lot of paranoia that like Felicia's going to make this big move, and then like all these other alliances are going to form and people are going to start turning on each other. So Felicia noticed Blue talking to both Cameron and Red separately today. So Felicia pulls Jag aside to chat. And Felicia, okay, I just want to make a note. All of the F's in this conversation were actual like F words, but I'm bleeping it because I don't feel like saying the F word all over YouTube. So yeah. Anyway, Felicia goes up to Jag and she's like, so I have a question. I need to know if you guys are effing playing me. Oh my God. She's like, are you guys going to turn around and flip everything after this POV today? Felicia says she sees people pulling Cameron and Red into rooms to have conversations. She says, I know you guys are up to something. What are you up to? So Jag is just standing there like, what? So Felicia says, I need you to be straight with me because I'm going to be effing pissed if I make this move and then you guys are trying to attack us next week. So Jag's like, absolutely not. Like, I don't know where this is coming from. This is a lot. So Felicia says, I will switch this shit up right here. I ain't playing. She says, I'm looking you dead in your face. I want to know if you're effing with me. It was a lot. I was like, and for part of this conversation, they were in the scary bedroom and Jared was in there and he was like laughing a little bit. It was almost like when you watch a sibling like get yelled at by your parent and you're just like, it felt like that. But yeah, Jag says he's not lying. He hasn't lied to her about any of this. So Felicia brings up, well, you did lie before the vote last week to try and get the votes for Riley, did you not? Be honest. You did that, right? Jag is trying to explain himself. It's not going great because Felicia knows the truth. Jag lied to try and secure those votes. So as he's trying to explain himself, the feed's cut. It was intense. So yeah, that confrontation I feel like was a lot for Felicia to spring on Jag. It felt not like something you want to do with somebody that you just solidified an alliance with. But basically, she was accusing Jag and friends of trying to start an alliance with like Red and Cameron and those people in the middle, which is, what Cirie, Izzy, and Felicia were afraid of. That's what they were so paranoid about on Saturday night. So after Matt and Jared are vouching for Jag with Felicia, they're like, no, he's good. Like, you don't have to worry about him. They're talking about keeping that new group of 7, the Savage 7 or 7 Deadly Sins, whatever. They want to keep that strong. So then Felicia, Jag, Cirie, and Izzy are talking in the have not room. And Felicia asks Jag, are you better? I'm better. And Jag's like, I just wanted to talk to you. Like, he's pledging his allegiance to the 7. Felicia apologizes for coming at Jag like a bear. So they sort things out. They talk about what went down with Jag lying before the vote last week. They're like ironing all that out, whatever. So after, Felicia, Izzy, and Cirie are chatting in the have not room. And Felicia lets them know, when I was talking to Matt, he shared some information with me. He told me that Red and Cameron approached him and Red was trying to pull him into an alliance. So this alliance would be Red, Cameron, Bowie, Corey, and then like somebody else. They're not sure. But they're also trying to get America and of course Matt, who gave them this information. So okay, Corey is in this list of people, and that's not great, right? Because Corey is supposed to be good with Felicia and co. So Cirie and Izzy are vouching for Corey. They're like, he's with us. He's going to bring us information from that group. Cirie even like wants and hopes for Corey to be in that alliance so that he can bring back some info because they know that Corey is good with them, right? So another thing to come out of this, again, they're like, we don't trust Bowie. We don't trust Mimi. Don't say anything important in front of them. They just like can't get it together with Bowie or Mimi at this point. But they agree they need to do their part to make this new group of 7 feel legit because they want to make sure that Matt and Jag are comfortable with them just in case one of those 2 wins HOH next week, right? So they're not planning on targeting them just yet. So they want to keep them comfy. All right, a little later, Red and Cirie are in the HOH room. And Cirie brings up, I keep hearing about like some middle alliance forming something with like America. I don't know. Red is playing dumb. He's like, oh, well, I haven't heard about that. Like, I'm just playing up the illusion that I'm in the middle. I've been doing this the whole time. Yeah, but like, we all know you actually do consider yourself in the middle. So like, come on. Who are you fooling here? So Red says, I can't start up a middle alliance because I'm not really in the middle. Stop. So he says Cameron isn't either. That didn't sound sus. He says Cameron's on our side. We're solid. We're good. So Cirie's like, oh, I don't have any questions about you, Red. Like, you don't have to worry. Yeah. She doesn't have any questions because she already knows that she cannot trust Red. Red is not as slick as he thinks he is. So after this, Red and Cameron have a quick check-in in the comics bedroom. And Red says, well, America seems to be spreading rumors of a middle alliance. So Cameron's like, oh, really? Like, are we still good? Are we still good with the professors? And Red's like, yeah, I took care of that. Like, we're still good with the professors. I made sure. You're not good with the professors. But Cameron says, maybe we shouldn't talk to anyone for a while. Right? This is getting a little too hot. So Red says, yeah, well, we definitely need to leave America out of any middle alliance that they put together. Red says, we were kind of jumping the gun here, right? Maybe we shouldn't be making this thing right now. Let's just stay tight with the professors for now. And then maybe we can work with Matt down the line. He still seems legit. He's the one that spilled on them. But yeah, Red was also talking about how he had shared something with Jared and it immediately got back to blue and then came back to Red. So he's like, we can't trust Jared. We can't trust Blue. Jared failed the test. And Red says Jared is acting emotionally. He's leading with his britches, right? Because he's got this thing going on with Blue. Yeah. All right. So not long after that, the feeds went down for the Power Veto ceremony. Oh my God. I was hoping that we would have the results and some reactions in today's spoiler, but they waited until so late in the day to do this POV ceremony. Usually it's hours earlier. But yeah, this one, I guess they saw all the drama unfolding and they were like, oh crap, we got to let this go for a bit. So yeah. Hi. Hi, Bowie.
Trying to get in?
Yeah, he was. Bubby. He wanted to be in the room where it happens.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This good for nothing cat didn't move the whole time.
Nah, she's just chilling, just vibing. So they are doing the POV ceremony right now. The plan is still the plan. Jag is going to use the power veto on himself, of course. And then Felicia is planning on putting Hisam up on the block, and he still has no idea. Even this morning, he was like, wow, Matt is clueless. Like, he has no idea he's going up. And everyone hearing this is just like, it's you, it's you. Yeah. So the question now is, how is Hisam going to handle this? A lot of the house guests have been speculating, like, is he going to freak out? Apparently, he had said at one point when he's really mad, he just, like, laughs uncontrollably. So,
like he did during the
the
HOH
So, I mean, that's a possibility. We don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I think it's going to be a wild night of feeds, so we'll be talking about all that tomorrow. But for now, I want to thank all of our super chatters because you're all amazing and we really appreciate it. So, Anita Starr, thank you so much, as always. Brittany Thomas, first super chat for Brittany. Woo! And Brittany says, these updates are lifesavers. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy them. We really appreciate your support. Randall Westgard, thank you so much. Randall says, excited to finally make a live. Yay! Luckily, Dad was house guest of the day a few days ago. Nice. I'm super excited for the veto meeting fallout. I know. I feel like I'm going to be glued to the feeds tonight. It's going to be wild. Oh.
Below deck.
No, I still need to see Below Deck too. Maybe I'll have multiple screens going. T, thank you so much. T says, how can Jared be so misogynistic while he is ironically being aided and coddled by his mom? It's a good question, right? If Suri wasn't in the game, I bet he would not last long. Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely would have been in trouble already. I have to say the same for Suri. As good as she is, if she didn't have Jared bring her the info from the other side early on, I don't know that she would be in the position that she is now. Because let's face it, she's been super paranoid already. And she's lucky. Like, some of these people are kind of dumb. But yeah, I'm not saying anything like, oh, Suri is sucky without her son. Like, obviously she's amazing. But I do think one of her issues in this game is she's used to a much faster paced game. So all the downtime is really like eating away at her and making her paranoid. That's just my take on it. But yeah. Thank you again so much. Christian Torres, thank you so much. Christian says first time catching your live this season. Yay! Love you and your mom. I always look forward to y'all's vids every BB season. Sending love from Houston, Texas. Thank you so much. We're so glad you enjoy them. AR Chan 1785, thank you so much. And he said, thanks for another great year of updates and spoilers. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Wendy Will, thank you so much. True Teddy, thank you so much. And they said, I thought Jared was going to crack about his mom to Blue again. I know. It's only a matter of time, right? He's going to spill. Also, Felicia threatening the veto winner this late in her HOH was messy. Yeah, it was a lot. That was some energy that she brought to Jag. That was a lot. I have to admit, I was laughing a little bit like Jared. Yeah. She doesn't put up with any shit. But not exactly what you want to be saying to somebody who's coming off the block. Dane Thomas, thank you so much for the super chat. Dane says, thank you. No way I could stay up that late watching Jared and Blue all night. Me neither. That's why I rely on updates to help me find out what I need to flash back to, because I think they were up until at least like 3 something in the morning. Yeah. And that's like 6 a.m. here. I think they were going to bed like a little bit before I woke up this morning. That's insane. No. Thank you so much. Mike G, thank you so much. Camila Gamba, thank you so much as always. Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Jody says, all safe here. Oh, good. Close to the BB house, all safe. I'm glad to hear that. Continue to stay safe, please. Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much. Jefferson says, have a good update. Multitasking, eyes on work and the feeds. Jefferson, thank you. I hope you're prepared for the craziness after the POV ceremony.
Get your popcorn.
Yeah. Kenny D, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. So generous. Kenny D says Golden Parachute Alliance. That's an excellent way to put it for sure. Just setting yourself up. It's also a CYA, Cover Your Ass Alliance. Christopher Brown.
Next Tuesday.
Oh, I don't know about that. Christopher Brown, thank you so much. He says, finally able to make it to the live and give a well-deserved tip to you guys. Thank you. I think Mimi has such great potential this season. I hope she can break through before she gets even higher on the target list. I know, I'm worried for her because if you're in trouble with Sari, that's not a good thing because Sari has so much pull and sway on the other house guests. So I really hope she's going to be able to get back in there because I really like Mimi and I think she's super smart. Mary Ellen L, thank you so much as always. We really appreciate it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's where we're at. I don't know what time these feeds are going to be coming back. I know the last 2 weeks, I think the first time it took like close to like 2.5 hours. Last week it took just under 2 hours. So, I mean, they're getting faster, right? But I don't know. Thank you all so much for watching. We will be back tomorrow with the POV Fallout. So we'll see you then. Thank you all so much again. And until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.